The Players Alliance Pull-Up Neighbor Tour rolls on into St. Louis. 33 cities, 19 states, plus D.C., as close to 150 current and former big leaguers and volunteers around the country come together, partnering with local food banks, with other resources, COVID resources, to benefit communities of color and grow the game of baseball. A big part of the Players Alliance is the man joining us now on IT, Jack Flaherty, the ace of the St. Louis Cardinals. Jack, good to be with you. Thanks so much for doing this. I know you wanted to be there outside Busch Stadium, but you couldn't. That's why you were here to talk about the Players Alliance work. And you guys have put a ton of money of your own money into this as well. What's the next steps for both the Players Alliance and the game as a whole?
First off, it's been special to be a part of something like this and being a part of it with all the guys around the league and just what's been done from the get-go. I really wanted to be in St. Louis, but just with where COVID's at, traveling and whatnot, just wasn't too sure about it. So tried to make a better decision and stay home. But I really wish I could be there. I know they have a couple stops here in Southern California, and I'll make sure that I'm there for those. But just in regards to the Players Alliance, so with what they've been able to do with this tour, being able to give back, being able to provide COVID supplies, as well as provide gear to these different communities, it's just been special. It's been special to be a part of it and be a part of this group. So you get into these communities and being able to give them, give back and give out these resources, and especially when it comes to the gear and whatnot that some of these families need. I think Devin Williams, he said it today. He said, some of these families, baseball can be expensive, especially when it's been geared towards travel ball and everything, and it gets real expensive. And sometimes, you as a family, you can't afford it, and so it's good to be able to give some gear and some of those resources to try to help these kids just to be able to stay in the game, especially if they love it.
Jack, do you find obviously there's been so much going on with the COVID and all the things that have happened in baseball this year. Do you find that some of the issues of race, all the things that have happened, have brought inclusion to all different kinds of races, especially in the clubhouses that we don't get to see as fans?
Yeah, I think it's just brought a lot of people together. It's brought a lot of conversation about, I think just in the clubhouse, you got guys asking questions, guys trying to understand, with everything that went on this summer with COVID and with, the movement. You had a lot of guys asking questions and wanting to understand and just being more conscious and aware of, the communities and what is going on in the world, because it's just something that I feel it just seems that you kind of you don't really notice it, or you don't pay attention to it if it's not right in front of you. And so for it to be put right in front of a lot of people, it forced a lot of people to just kind of ask questions and be more understanding and realize that it is something that goes on a lot more often than you want to think.
Well said, Jack. And I think there is a difference between being a teammate and being an ally. And it seems like, I hope so anyway, that more players who are not of color are trying to do more understanding and have more of those difficult conversations, which you have been leading, there's no question, in baseball. And a big part of the Players Alliance in your messaging is paying respect to those who came before you and those who blazed the trail. And unfortunately, the game has lost two of those. That hits home to the Cardinal family, right? And Bob Gibson and Lou Brock this year. You posted tributes to both of them on Instagram. If you could kind of roll up all the wisdom that they imparted on you in your conversations, what sticks with you?
I definitely got, I knew Bob a little bit better than Lou. I had a couple of conversations with Lou here and there, but definitely from Bob, one of the things he said to me was to go out and be you, but be a man, pitch like a man and do that and just be who you are. That's who he was. That's the way he pitched. He pitched with his personality. He pitched with that demeanor that he had, but it wasn't really an act. That's who he was, and that's the way he went about playing the game. That's the way he went about pitching, and that's what he tried to instill in me was, you got no reason to be afraid. You got no reason to be afraid on the mound. So you go out there, you're the one with the ball in your hand. They got to hit you. As much as you got to plan for the hitters, and as much as you got to plan for, what's going to go on in the game, they still got to hit you. But it was good to see, MLB finally, recognize the Negro Leagues yesterday. Long overdue, but good to see.
Yeah, long overdue. You're exactly right. A lot of great players that were in the Negro Leagues that would have been all-stars in the big leagues. Let's stick with that theme, Jack, because obviously you're a lucky man, dude. You got to have some conversation with Bob Gibson and pick his brain, which is awesome. You also have had a guy on your team that I know pretty well is obviously one of the greatest humanitarians, one of the greatest guys I think the game's ever seen. Just won the Roberto Clemente Award. What has Adam Wainwright meant to your career so far?
First off, congrats to Adam. That's such a special award to win. I know he was stoked to win it. He said it's probably the biggest honor he's had in his career. So I'm just so happy for him. It was something that, he really works for. But it's not about him. It's never been about him. And I think that's the biggest thing, that in everything he does, whether it's as a teammate, as a pitcher, off the field as a humanitarian, it's not about him. He's not doing it for some glory or anything. He just he likes to help people, and that's what he does. And he wants to give back. He likes to help people, and that's who he is. That's how he's always been. So that's the biggest thing that I think he's been able to teach me, is not just as a pitcher, but anything he does off the field. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about whatever you can do to help others, or whatever you can do to help the team win. So I think it goes both ways. But I've been lucky to have him as a teammate, and have him as a friend, somebody I can call up whenever I need. So he's one of those guys that I've been really lucky to have in the clubhouse.
Jack, will we ever see Waino on stage with you doing something like this performance from back in your days at Harvard Westlake High School? Let's just let the viewers soak this in. First of all, Beanie Feldstein, shouts to her. You've seen her on Lady Bird, Booksmart, but there's Jack in the background. Pop it up a little bit.
Waino would probably be the one singing. That's the thing. Waino would be up there singing, and he'd be leading the charge. He'd be playing his guitar. He loves to do that. He loves to get on the guitar. But that's a special thing that we did there. That's a very rare occasion that will happen, that I would do that. So that's only for the special people. Ted Walsh, one of my teachers in high school, he's the man. He's actually a Cardinals fan. Grew up in St. Louis. Happened to be one of my teachers in high school. So that's for the special people, and he's a special human being.
Love it. Case, what do you got for me? Should we dial up this game?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Jack. One of my favorite games to play at the network is Cash or Trash. We present a take, something to you. If you like it, you keep it because it's money. If you hate it, we're going to throw it away because it's garbage. So just to kind of get you into the flow of the game, you love the Los Angeles Clippers. Cash or Trash?
Trash.
Yeah. Fellow Lakers fan here.
All right, here we go.
I just had to get him going.
You owe your pitching career to Lucas Giolito.
Ooh, Cash or Trash?
Because they were saying
in a bad way, Cash.
So
it's Cash?
Well, I really started pitching because Lucas got hurt when I was a sophomore in high school. Lucas got hurt when we had him, Max, and Lucas, and I had to start pitching a lot more. And it kind of took off from there.
It's a crumpled up dollar.
Cash it in, yeah. Hey, crumpled up cash works.
This is a great one. I've stayed here. I'm curious to get your thoughts because you had to stay here a lot. The Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee is definitely
Spent a lot of days there. From stories that I've been told, Cash.
Yeah.
You didn't experience it.
Personally, no. We spent 7 days in there, and I personally did not. But from stories that I have been told, Cash.
Yeah, that's right, Cash. I stay there. It's the one side. When you walk into the left, the old side, I think, is haunted. I
had the old side.
That's what I heard. Max Fried's the best hitter of the HW Wolverines Big Three.
Harvard Westlake.
Trash.
Yeah. Trash?
Trash.
I love Max. Max is an unbelievable athlete. You put him and I together. Lucas would fall in third for sure, but I'd put Max and I head to head for sure. And it's just, as a competitor, I have to pick myself. Max would sit up here and he'd say the same thing about himself, and I love that about him. So.
If I make it the Big Four, including Pete Crow Armstrong, that's first round pick, Pete would probably say
he's too young.
I don't care. Pete would fall in third behind Max.
PC ain't gonna like that.
Hey,
He's
these
a
guys
mutual
have actually
friend.
faced big league pitching. Pete Crow.
We got big league
Good
hits.
point.
We got big league hits.
So I have to shout to our mutual friend PCA here for this last one. Cash or trash? The Joker is not a good movie, Jack.
Trash. Who, Pete said that?
No, he said you love the Joker, so I had to make sure I got one for you to trash.
No, that's a good movie. I had to watch it a few times to really appreciate it.
See, respect for the cinemas because of the great Ted Walsh, teacher of the stars at Harvard Westlake.
Exactly.
Listen, Jack, we can't thank you enough, man. We always love chopping it up with you here on the network. You're welcome back anytime. Thanks for the work you're doing with the Players Alliance, and we'll catch up with you down the road soon, okay?
Of course, appreciate it. You guys have a good one.